Perek base, Mishna base. In the previous Mishnah, we learned all about when you're allowed to interrupt, to greet someone, to reply to someone in between or in the middle of the paragraphs. But we didn't define yet what's considered in between and what's in the middle of the paragraphs. So now the Mishnah tells us. What is it? It is Eloheim ben prakim. This is what's considered in between the prakim, ben bracha rishon l'shniya, between the first bracha and the second bracha. So that's the in between. So after you say Baruch Atah Hashem Yotzei Ha'aros, then the morning, and before you say Avasaylam, that's the first in between. Ben Shniya l'Shema, and then after the second bracha, before you say Shema. So that means when you say Baruch Atah Hashem Habaycha B'Ama Yisrael B'Ahava, before you say Shema. Then Ben Shema L'Vahayim Shemaya, then between Shema V'Hayim Shemaya, after you say V'Sharecha. Then the next one is Ben V'Hayim Shemaya L'Vayomer, then Kimel Shemaim Ala Oretz. Before you say Vayomer is also between. And Ben Vayomer Le'emes V'Yatziv, between Vayomer and Yashem Lekechem, and before you say Emes, that's considered in between the paragraphs. But Rabbi Yehuda says, no, not so fast. Bein Vayomer Emes V'Yatziv Lo Yafsik. Between Vayomer Emes V'Yatziv, you should not make an interruption. That's why we say Hashem Lekechem Emes. After Shema, we're not allowed to interrupt in between the word Elekechem and the word Emes. Okay, now, Rabbi Shimon Karcha says, Lama Kama Shema V'Hayim Shemaya. Why is Shema before V'Hayim Shemaya? Because why Shema first? Because first you have to accept Hashem as the king, accept the yoke of the kingship of Hashem. Remember, a yoke is the thing you put on an ox to make it pull something along. It's a burden, something to help you carry something along. So first you have to accept Hashem as king. Then you can accept upon yourself the mitzvahs. So you can't, at that point, accept the mitzvahs. You don't accept the one who's commanding the mitzvahs. So that makes sense. Why is V'Hayim Shemaya before the paragraph Vayomer? V'Hayim Shemaya ain't noeg V'Yom V'Laylo, because V'Hayim Shemaya, which contains the mitzvah of Limud Torah, we have to learn Torah, and we know that Torah is a mitzvah day and night. So therefore, V'Hayim Shemaya applies day and night. But Vayomer ain't noeg Ela V'Yom. And Vayomer only applies during the day. Which mitzvah are we talking about? We're talking about the mitzvah tzitzis, which is only a mitzvah mid'oraisa during the day. And that's why Vayomer is last, because it applies for less time than V'Hayim Shemaya. That's the end of Mishnah Base.